You have to play to the galleries. You have to make a film because the stakes are higher, and hence you've got to, you have to cover your costs at one end, and then it's a bigger game. My story is this much. Can I say it, or do I have to make a 2.5-hour film to say what I want to say? In that 2.5-hour film, I've said my story in exactly 20 minutes, exactly what you're watching. So why? So before the digital came in, that was my only option, but now I do. So that's why.
So the business of movie making, full-length film, feature film making is different from the business of putting it out on the digital platform. So therefore, what the digital medium allows is far more democratization of content, and platforms like us at SonyLiv make it work, make it patch the whole thing together, and help the talent come up and make something which is a little more adventurous, a little more different, with not so much pressure on what the release will be, how will you do it internationally, how will you do it nationally. The commercial aspects are taken care by us in terms of taking that risk. And building out a library. So we built out now on Sony, we have about 500 such films, and therefore in those films we are able to capture all the emotions that might exist today out there, and we've tried to bring in so much of talent together, and therefore we are taking that onus and going beyond what we need to do to build an ecosystem of storytellers and digital storytellers and telling contemporary stories in this new format. So that's our role, and I'd like to thank these people who come up to us and said, we want to tell this story in this different way, and will you work with us, will you partner with us? We're more than happy to work with more people who want to tell the story in a different way and work with us.
So talking about talent, for the very first time, you can see on the panel discussion, there's, at my left, that there is a boy right there. And he's not been smiling until now, until we kind of just got our attention to him. So what was your favorite part in the entire process?
My favorite part was when I got to do Minku Cyber Cafe and I could order anytime I wanted to eat.
Okay, so these are the perks of, one of the perks. Well, we also have Mandira here. We've loved the performance. And is this a character that you kind of reckon with? Is this something that is
close to your heart?
Is this a character that is close to my heart? Is a character that I relate to? No! Right now I say no. Please. But is this a character that excited me? Of course. In fact, when Kushal came over and narrated the script to me, I was like, I don't know what you're offering me, but whatever you're offering me, I want to do it. I want to be a part of this film because the script is so good. And he had me at that narration. And even in that narration, when the twist happens, my jaw drops. The beauty of short films for an actor, first up, time commitment. You don't have to give that many days or weeks to complete a film. And B, you get to be a part of scripts that don't make it to the big screen because they're so edgy, they make you uncomfortable. People think about the stakes being so high when you're making it commercially. Here, you don't worry about the release, and there'll be takers for dark stuff, and viewers love everything on demand. You can watch it when you want, where you want, how many ever times you want. So this is a perfect place. I mean, I can imagine people watching this again and again. And sorry, before I talk any more about our film and us, I just want to say, Arya, you're the best actor on this stage. You were just amazing. My mom and I were sitting over there and we had tears in our eyes when, and Kabir, great job. Sorry?
Thank God it didn't take on me.
No, but really, that was a lovely film, and we're so happy that we're launching with a film like yours, because both are so different in apart from length, but in the story that they're trying to tell. And no, I do not relate to the character at all. And may I tell you, it was very weird. sitting with my mom, and she's watching me nearly kiss another girl. Nearly. We didn't. Or we did, I don't know.
No, only I know that, and Suhas knows that. The narration, when I saved the kiss for last, when I was narrating it to Mandira, and I said, this is the story, and she loved it, and I said, you know, there's a little bit of a thing at the end. And she's like, what? I said, there's a kiss. And she was so cool about it. And she was so, like, because she understood the character and how I'm going to shoot it, and she said, okay, let's go on with it. And that's it, and that's all you saw.
May I tell you in all of this, Gul was the one who was nervous.
Yeah.
Not me.
That's why she's not here. She was too nervous.
I thought the performances were absolutely brilliant. Now, like what Mandira was saying, if you as an actor, and I've been one, you're always trying to break out and try and do something that, you know, excites you, and you say, oh my God, this is something I need to do. And I'm sure Mandira was experiencing that when she was doing it. And this is the opportunity that the online space gives you, to be honest to yourself. Most actors, most directors, at some point of time, which is mostly when they're in the loo, when they actually are truthful to themselves, are lying. Because you're somewhere or the other looking at the economics, you're looking at what the audience is into, what is prescribed as the prescription that comes from a doctor, or what to give. Here's the performance, and I know Mandira, and I know Kushal, and I know Gul. So I know I was experiencing it sitting over there, that the excitement that they must have had while doing this, because they realized, oh my God, I can do something that I want to do. Now that's what the online space gives you. And it's the honesty of being yourself. So every filmmaker actually everyone with a phone in their hand is a filmmaker now. So I think it's a great experience.
So this panel discussion is rightly called the digital storytelling which mirrors relationship trends in society. Now this topic that we are talking about, do you agree with it, that the digital storytelling, it really mirrors the relationship trends that we have in society?
Absolutely. So, you know, we are seeing it all the time, and what we've positioned ourselves as a brand, we've said, you know, what do you find on SonyLiv? SonyLiv, you will find a complete theater of emotions. And we want to do that more and more, and we believe that our consumers want that more and more, because the more we talk to them, they come back and say, tell me something that I understand, something that touches me, something that I see around myself and is real. And that is what we are able to bring back to the users. This is what we are able to give to the users. Today's issues, today's problems, today's stories, told by today's artists, young artists, and told in a way, on a medium which is best suited for today's generation. So it's the latest, it's the pioneering work that's happening in this space. And I think we're all in that space, and we're all very excited about what we're doing.
And fact is actually more bizarre than fiction. And you pick up the newspaper and you hear and read stories of weird relationships and murders and things like that. So that happens. And it's only here that you can actually, you know, tell a story like that on a platform like this.
So, Kabir, Kushal, both of you have been actors. You've been a part of this industry. When you got this, that in 9 minutes, or the time frame that you were given, you had to make a short film. What actually went through you? What was the process that was going on within you when you were told that you had to convey a story to everybody that you could through the digital space, but limit it?
Actually, I wasn't given a time span. Uday said that go ahead and make the film. I like the script, I like the story, I like what you're trying to say. I'll borrow a line from Kushal. My whole idea was to say what I wanted to say and keep it engaging. So no, there was no time restriction कि हमें इतनी देर में ये कहानी बतानी है. I just had that much to say only. And I actually stole this story from something I read somewhere on Facebook years ago. I added a twist to it with the grandfather in it. And that story just stuck with me. And I think I read it when my father was dying. He was in hospital. And I used to crib every single day when I was in hostel. But, you know, I wish the guy would spend some more time with me. But then when I started working, I'm sure he went through the same thing. So, no, I didn't have any time restrictions that, you know, I have to stay. The idea to edit it and bring it down with my editor Sachin here was simply I want to tell the story as long as it holds, because after some time they're going to switch and go. And you know, the online space is the only space which is ruthless. They're going to come back at you on the comments right there and say, I think you made trash. So it's again, it's your self-censorship. It's your, as a filmmaker, you want to say, okay, I am not bound by कि यार theater मेरे को 2.5 घंटे के लिए नहीं मिलेगी या 2 घंटे के लिए मिलेगी, तो एक शो कम हो जाएगा, वो वाला हिसाब नहीं है. हाँ, ये है कि उदय कहेगा कि इतने में इतना ज़्यादा